Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of the HT Physio Quick Tip series. If you don't know who I am, my name is Will Harlow and I'm the Over-Fifties Specialist Physio here at HT Physio in Farnham. And today I've got a video for the slightly older generation, people 65 plus, who might be finding that getting in and out of a chair is becoming more difficult. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the correct technique so you can get in and out of a chair more easily and hopefully not rely on your hands to do so. So when we're getting in and out of a chair, the best thing you can do is to rely almost solely on your legs if you can do so, because that keeps your legs strong and it keeps you independent and mobile for longer. The minute we start to have to rely on our hands to do that, yes, we're using a bit of upper body strength, but we're losing the impetus on our legs and our legs can get weaker as a result. The other issue here is that getting in and out of a chair can sometimes be painful for people, so hopefully these tips will help you to do so more easily. So I'm going to show you the correct technique. So let's imagine you're sitting in a nice firm chair, and if you're practicing this, I would recommend doing it in a firm chair as opposed to a sofa. So the first thing you're going to do if you're going to get in and out of a chair properly is you're going to shuffle to the edge of the chair. If you try to get up from a chair back here, it's very hard to do so because you're off balance, you can't bring your momentum forward, you're too deep in the chair and it won't work. So the first thing to do is to shuffle to the edge of the chair. Now the second thing we need you to do here is to make sure, once you're sitting on those little bones on your bottom, that your feet are in the right position. Now if you try to stand up with your feet here, it's not going to work. And equally, if you try to tuck your feet too far behind you, you can see my heel is off the floor on both sides. So again, it's not going to work because my weight's going to be going through my toes. So I would recommend you start with your feet flat, and ideally your feet should be just underneath your knees, okay? And your knees should be bent to about 90 degrees. So this is your starting position. Your feet are firm. You want to feel that your heels are still on the floor. And the second thing, or the next thing you're going to do, is you're going to use a bit of momentum. So the momentum you can use is by leaning forward using the hips. And you might want to practice this just as a bit of a rocking motion to get you started. So if you can see here, I'm not bending my spine, I'm not doing this. What I'm doing is I'm bending at the hip. So I'm bringing my thigh bone closer to my tummy, okay? And once we've got that momentum, we're going to use the momentum to give us that forward and up movement that allows us to stand. Okay, so use the momentum, and it's at this point here that we're going to start to push through the heels and lift ourselves forward and up. So we're going to try and do it without the hands. So what we'll do is we come forward like this, push through the heels and extend your knees and your hips at the same time. So I'll show you again. So we do a couple of rocks just to get moving. So I like to do 1, 2, 3, forward and up. And most of the force as I'm coming forward and up is traveling through my heels. I'd say 60%, with 40% going through my forefoot. Now the reason we're pushing through the heels is because that helps us to engage the glutes a bit better, the muscles at the back of the hip, and it also helps us to use our quads in the correct way without putting too much stress on the kneecap. So I'll show you that all together. So you start from the back of the chair, you're going to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle to the edge. You want to be seated just on those two bones there. You're going to put your feet in the right position, so you want them just underneath your knees like this. Just pull back a little bit, so we should have just a little bit more than a 90-degree angle here. And then we're going to use a 1, 2, 3 and forward and up, pushing through the heels. Okay, so that's how we do it without using our hands. Now if you needed to use your hands, you can do so by using the arms of the chair like this, and the movement would be the same, but I would only ask that you use them just at that first point, just to lift your bottom. And if you're struggling to get in and out of a chair, a nice exercise to do is just to practice the rocking and then just practice that little bottom lift like that, okay? So it would be like this, 1, 2, 3, and then bottom lift and back down. And it gives you that really nice initiation of the movement. It helps you to build that first bit of strength if your legs are not quite strong enough to get you up and out of the chair. So hopefully that helps. Now we're going to look at going back down into the chair once you're standing. So you're standing like this. The first thing we're going to do, if we're going to sit back down, we're not just going to start lowering. We're going to feel where the chair is first. So I want you to take a little shuffle back, and you should feel the backs of your legs on the chair at the back, okay? And that will just give you the reassurance that it's behind you. It's not going to have suddenly disappeared, and it will help you to lower yourself back down. So now we're just going to put the movement into reverse. So you feel the backs of your legs against the chair. Then we're just going to bend the hips and the knees, so flex both. And as we go down, we're either going to reach with our hands to feel it if we need to use the armrest. So if we don't, we keep our hands out the way. And you keep coming down until you feel the chair like that. And then you use your momentum to allow yourself to come back, okay? Now I'd recommend, if you're practicing this, to use your arms just to feel the chair. You can actually use your arms just to keep yourself safe without using the strength in your upper body. So just to feel it like this. Keep using your legs. I'm not putting any weight through my hands. I'm still using my legs, but I'm just using the arms for safety. So that's a nice way to practice. If you're a bit more confident, what you can do is you can put your hands out the way across your chest. So it's that forward and down movement like this, slowly lowering until your bottom reaches the seat. And ideally, what we're going to do is you're going to drop down so slowly that it doesn't make a noise when your bottom reaches the seat. So I'd recommend everyone practice that. If you're struggling with that, it's not a good thing. It's definitely something you should work on. But luckily, practicing it over a couple of months, really, you'll notice significant differences. Some people notice a change as quick as 2 weeks, and they can get up and out of a chair and they feel a lot safer on their feet as a result. So anyway, I hope that's been useful for you. If it has, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. And if you want to get more from me, you can pick up a copy of my book. It's called Thriving Beyond 50, and you can find it on Amazon using the link below. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and I'll speak to you on the next video.